think the main story is it's the origin story of what happened in April of last year when you had this epic collapse in prices driven by the COVID situation, by the price war between Saudi Arabia and Russia. And they had this emergency meeting to do the biggest production cut in OPEC history. And they assigned baselines. UAE and a number of countries had a baseline assigned of October 2018. Several other countries, though, got an April 2020 baseline. No one was entirely happy, but they went forward with that agreement. UAE is now saying, however, that they do not want to have the old baseline extended to the end of 2022. So that's what they are pushing for right now. They want to decouple the decision to increase production from the extension of the baseline, as you laid out. There are other underlying issues. There have been a deterioration in relations between UAE and Saudi Arabia, traditionally very, very close countries. There's a question about, is oil being tied up in a broader dispute? But we now have an all-hands-on-deck situation to try to once again put OPEC Plus back together. And the White House has reportedly gotten involved, calling the key stakeholders and the key capitals to try to put this arrangement back together and get this production increase done.
And adding to the complexity, because geopolitics is not quite enough, Helima, is that the UAE has spent billions raising its production capacity ability. They want to use some of that. Their argument is, if our baseline doesn't go up, we're going to basically take a bigger hit than we could. They're going to produce a lot less than they could relative to other countries. They've also got a new oil contract. It's called Murban, trades on the ICE. They need to monetize it. As you have said, if you have a futures contract, you need barrels. Bottom line, do you think OPEC works it out, or does the UAE go its own way?
There have been question marks about UAE's membership in OPEC since the launch of Murban. As you said, benchmarks need barrels. They have expanded their spare capacity. They've spent heavily to do so. So I do think this is a fundamental issue for the UAE. They are going to want to have that benchmark reset. But as you said, if you give UAE a higher benchmark, Iraq, which has complained about the terms of the OPEC agreement since November of 2016, Iraq has complained. They will also demand a baseline increase. So I do think there's going to be a broader look at these benchmark numbers. It may not be happening this summer. They may decide to do it at the December meeting, but that's going to be core to putting this back together. They have to find a way to resolve this dispute, or UAE will potentially walk from the organization.
And for their part, you know, His Royal Highness Saudi Energy Minister Abdulaziz bin Salman has said, we don't know where this Delta variant's going to go. We don't know where other variants may go. There could be renewed lockdowns, renewed shutdowns that we can't just assume because things are good in the U.S. right now, that demand will be there. That's their point.
His point has always been, you need to be cautious. He was the one in January of 2020. He was very, very concerned about the COVID story. He's always said you need an abundance of caution. He likes the monthly meeting structure, so OPEC has the ability to be flexible. He says, look, we need to extend this agreement to the end of 2022, not only because of COVID, but Iranian barrels may be coming back. Venezuelan barrels may be coming back. We need to retain the ability to deal with these unforeseen situations. That is why he is saying this is not a secondary issue. We have to extend it to year end of 2022.
And what's amazing, Helima, is that all the other stuff aside, we're talking about a deal to potentially raise output by 400,000 barrels a day. Keep in mind, 3 years ago, the United States was producing 2 million more barrels a day than we are right now. In large part, the huge reduction of U.S. output has given a lot more price-making ability to OPEC, has it not? I mean, that's, to me, that's the story we're not talking about enough.
Oh, absolutely. OPEC is absolutely back in the driver's seat of this market, dismissed as irrelevant with the shale revolution. Now they are the main story in this oil market. And that's why the White House has to now become involved in energy diplomacy. They have to pick up the phone. They have to call Abu Dhabi. They have to call Riyadh because they're not getting the barrels that we used to get out of the Permian.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC. on YouTube.